Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about sliding into the DMs.
It's going down in the DMs.
Going down in the DMs. We're going to be talking about body language, perception is reality, and a couple thoughts on guys and girls. So I want to start us off by just talking about attracting. You are who you attract. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before. I've heard that phrase before. You are who you attract. So maybe girls, you might be attracting like some sleazy guys, some creepy guys, some weird guys, and you're like, why do these same guys keep like hitting me up? And not to say that you are a sleaze or you are creepy or you are weird, but you could be putting off the vibes and the perception that that's what you want, is that type of guy to be drawn to you. And I think one of the key ways to tell is just take a look at your Instagram grid and just look at the kind of selfies you're posting. Body language is everything. I'll never forget this. I learned this during my single years with one of my girlfriends. We were out and she had her body, like I'm facing another friend and we're talking like this, and she was turned out facing a table where all these guys were sitting. And eventually, like, they invited her over for a drink and they were chatting. And I was like, that just happened like so randomly and so quickly. And by the end of the night, we were asking her about it. And I was like, how did those guys just randomly like invite you to go over and sit with them? And she was like, well, they knew I was open to them coming and talking to me and engaging with me because of my body language, because of the way that I was positioned and I was facing them. It showed them that I was open towards them. Whereas you guys were sitting away and facing each other, and that shows that you're closed off to them. So what you're putting out there is what's drawing people in. It's what's drawing certain people in. And if your poses are showcasing like, hey, I'm open, hey, I'm free to engage with, hey, this, hey, that, that's what you're going to attract.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, body language communicates. I think your digital personality communicates. And so, just to touch base on what the ladies, if you don't like the fish you're catching, switch up the bait you're using. I think a lot of us throw stuff out online, the content we have online, and people look at that and are like, oh, I know the type of girl that she would be. Genuinely, we've said this, we did a series called Kings and Queens. And I truly believe that queens and kings are rare. You're not going to find them everywhere. And I think that's healthy. I think that's a healthy thing. And so am I shaming somebody for having tons of feedback or a bunch of people sliding in their DMs? No, not at all. But I do think we have to monitor it very well. And so for guys, do I think sliding in somebody's DMs is wrong? Absolutely not. We just talked about a video on a previous video about technology and dating apps. So as long as dating apps are not your master, but they're a tool, go for it. But digital and online conversation should lead to individual and personal conversation in person. And so that's where it should always lead to. So if you can't, listen to me, here's a principle. If you can't show your face or if they can't hear your voice, don't send it or don't say it. Snapchat, world we live in today, Snapchat is the devil's app. I firmly believe that. It was created for those purposes too. It was created for sexual hidden purposes. And so if you can't show your face or if they can't hear your voice, do not send it and do not engage with it. I think those things will really help people a lot.
Totally. And I think too, just keeping in mind that, your approach when you are engaging in social media, like if you're having conversation with some of these people, what are you saying? How are you saying it? Adding millions of like winky emojis and blowing kiss emojis. Like
emojis say something.
You're flirting. And that's okay to be flirty, but are you a flirt? That's a huge thing is, are you flirty or are you flirting? Because you can be flirty and that's like the reputation that you have is you're just like,
you don't want that reputation.
No.
I think that's scary.
I think that type of reputation makes it seem like you can't be taken seriously.
You can't take it seriously. You can't take yourself seriously.
And not to say that you have to like, I have to be in a serious relationship right off the bat. We were not in a serious relationship right off the bat. We were serious about our intentions. We weren't just gonna take each other for granted or intentionally hurt each other.
We knew where we were going.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't say be intentional, but don't be intense.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Totally.
Intense is like, you have to be the one that I marry. if we're going to get into a relationship. No, that's not the case. That's not how relationships work. They require work. And so, but you have to be intentional. I know where we're going. Mm-hmm. I know where we're headed. You know, I'm sliding into your DMs, or I'll hit you online. And the purpose is, hey, I would like to pursue a friendship. It's to collect information. Dating is for data. Know you. I know where I'm going. I'm healthy enough where I can take care of myself. And now I can take care of you.
Totally. So I think like keeping in mind, like it's okay to flirt, but learn the difference between flirting and being a flirt.
That's good.
And I think a lot of, especially ladies, can miscommunicate that to men, because something I said earlier in another video is that men are simple and simple-minded, and to them, they feel like a lot of times women are communicating what they would normally communicate. So if you're being flirty, you're telling them, I'm interested. Whereas you could be like, oh no, I'm just being cute. I'm actually not that interested. But you're sending him the completely wrong signals. Mm-hmm. So just being aware of that and being mindful of that. It's okay to flirt, but do it smart.
Do it smart and do it well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look at so many people's like digital personality, and it just doesn't make sense. It's so contradictory. It's like, your bio says, you know, the church you go to and you're a faith-filled believer. And then your feed, it's all about your butt. And then it has a scripture attached to your butt. It's like, you know, I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
It's like a cleavage shot, and then the caption is like, you know, Psalm 91.
It's like, God protects me. Dude, he doesn't protect those. He doesn't protect those, because there's a lot of creepy dudes that are coming after those.
Yeah. That's like, what are you doing? I think it's like, I am like sweet and like, you know, godly or whatever, because I'm adding these verses to soften like maybe the provocativeness of the picture, but it just makes you look crazy.
You remind me of, if you have another account, a Finsta is what people call it. Some girls do it just to be funny or whatever. I'm not going to address that. Guys, you got a Finsta account and you hit up chicks, you're a creep. Stop doing that. Delete that account immediately. Have some character, have some integrity, and be a man about it. Again, if you can't show your face or they can't hear your voice, delete it and cut it out immediately. There are so many creepy things people do online. I would take this principle as well. Think of everything. We live in a screenshot culture. Think of everything as if this is going to be screenshot. Man, that's a big point and a big principle. Honestly, think and know that those chicks, and I've seen this so many times because this happens in my house. Girls will come into our house and they will come up and be like, Dev, Nat, check this out. This is what this creepy dude sent me the other day. I've seen things like, guys like, hey, do you need a sugar daddy? I'm like, dude, you're a freaking creep, bro.
Yeah.
Their accounts are on private. They're asking things. That's the initial conversation. Like, stop being so freaking creepy. You want a woman? Well, then stop hitting up girls and acting like a little child. And I don't know, just so many different creepy ways guys do things. Totally. But then also girls' personalities or digital personalities are attracting a lot of it. I'll say it again.
Totally.
I said it in the very beginning. If you don't like the fish you're catching, switch up the bait you're using.
Totally. I think once men start really understanding that, and they start applying some changes to those things, you'll start seeing a shift in culture.
Totally.
When it comes to reaching out on social media or reaching out, you know, through whatever. Like, I think you'll see a lot of positive changes, and you won't feel like you're being hit on by creeps. Guys, you won't feel like you're being led on by girls, because at least I'm not on social media, because the dynamics have changed, the approach has changed. So, you know, girls, if you want to be taken seriously or not look like a bimbo or not look like skanky, like, then watch what you're posting. If all your poses are just over the shoulder, like if all your poses are over the shoulder and all you get is a nice like booty shot, then what guy is not going to be?
Plus, we know you don't have a butt. You're just popping out your pelvis. That's all it's happening.
You're so ridiculous.
Guys see it. Of course, so many of us are like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. Look at that butt. But it's like, no, we see you popping at your butt. Like, you're literally, like, I'm actually praying for your spinal cord. Because literally, I'm looking at it. I'm like, your spine's not okay. You need to see Christian Carroll, who is my chiropractor. You need to go to him, have him adjust your T8 and T9 vertebrae, because something's off with your freaking spine and your pelvis. We know your butt's not
Did you just accurately, like, label those?
Yeah, I went to the chiropractor.
But do you know exactly what you're...
100%. T8 and T9 is like the lower end of it.
Wow, I'm impressed.
He adjusted mine.
Hopefully Christian's watching this and he can comment
and
below.
And he probably needs to adjust all these women on Instagram. Because straight up, these chicks are just... I'm like, yo, chick, get it under control. Hey, hope this video helped you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out this video. We would love to hear from you.
Love it.
Make sure you comment below, share some thoughts that you have, any questions you might be thinking of. We'd love to answer them. We read those comments.
Put it in the comments below. Maybe we'll make a video out of it. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe to the channel. Maybe send it to a couple friends. We hope this video helped you. And as always, thank you so much. We love y'all.
We love you.
We love having you on the channel. Make sure you show her some love in the comments. And we love you guys. Peace.